Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I'm continuing Hollow Knight. So before I start the game, I ended the last video at Deep Nest and I planned to go to the mines from the Forgotten Crossroads. But before I do that, I think I'll do some things I forgot last time, and so I'll go back to the sewers. So let's start. Okay, and last time Quirrell was here, but now he's gone. And seemingly he appeared in this place because I have the lantern. Which makes sense because now I can continue and explore the rest of the place. But anyway, that's not necessary for now. So I'll leave that for later. Okay, we're back here. Okay, so this leads us to the sacred grounds. But there are more lines to explore. So let's explore those lines first and see where this ends. Okay, so this is their last destination. So seemingly this is also Deep Nest. Looks like Deep Nest, I know where this is. But for the first look, it does seem very similar to Deep Nest. So this is the hive here. And I can continue in the hive and you get a really good ability here, a really good charm. But I'm not ready for this quite yet. Actually that geo, I could use it to buy them up from Cornifer. Okay, so I won't be able to continue anyway, I need a double jump. That's fine. Which now that I think about it, I need it for the arena anyway. So before I even attempt to go there, actually, there's no harm in finding the area. Other than waste time, of course. And more geo. Okay. So at least I'm getting geo. Hopefully it's not too late to buy that map. Hopefully. I'm definitely sure there's something here. Oh, and I found Cornifer. Kingdom's Edge. So here is exactly where you find the arena, at the kingdom's edge, and this is where Hornet awaits. So since I found Cornifer, he's probably not back at the grounds, hollow grounds, I don't remember. Isn't this a cozy hall? I've been venturing about the wilderness beside here and thought a moment's break was well called for. The landscape's all rather serene this side of the city, though the inhabitants are as ferocious as ever. So I purchased the map. Okay, judging by this wall, the city's folk seemed hesitant to build further into these caverns. I wonder what kept them at bay. Okay, and that's it. This is a rather interesting place, at least. Oh, and I know where that leads. I had forgotten all about this, actually. Can I get there? Don't remember. I think I need a key or something. Yeah, so I can't enter from here just yet. So as you can see, this is the City of Tears and it continues all the way. And there is a connection here with the City of Tears, as well as there's also here a connection. Okay. Which I'm going to explore in just a second. Never mind, there's also here a connection, I can't use it yet. Just yet. I'll be able to come here soon enough. Okay, and we're now... Okay, that's great. We're now the City of Tears, actually. There's all these ways, like these connections in the map. Makes the game like even very interconnected, and to me it makes it seem like it's very thought out, like well thought out. Interesting. Okay, so I know there's a station here. This is the King Station. So I wanted to arrive at the King Station through this entrance. Since I'm here, though, there's no reason to go back there yet. I'll just continue exploring here. So I'll just put off exploring the mines just yet. Since seemingly there is no reason to do it, so these are the hardest enemies. not only do they do a lot of damage, they also have ridiculous high HP. And I will be there here all day. If I don't use spells on these enemies. But they do provide a lot of geo. Okay, this. Somewhere here there is the spa, where I will find the fraud banker who stole all my money. There it is. A door with a simple lock, so I need a key. It's fine, okay, whatever. I could just gather the money and buy the key from the forgotten crossroads. It would be very easy to gather that amount here. But I don't want to waste time. Okay, so there was nothing to find here. I think this goes back to the last screen. Okay, so it's the same, just a different entrance. That's where it leads to. Okay, so there is something up there. I'm not sure I'll be able to get. Okay, he's not giving me enough time to charge the attack. So there is another floor down there. I wasn't able to explore. Good. And let's heal, because they will get me eventually. And the Wanderer's Journal. Okay, great. This elevator does seem quite useless. I should not have used it. Turns out. Anyway. Is there something up there? No. Okay, so I do think this is like the rich district. So you will see all these fancy looking banks and they all have a lot more geo to grow. Okay, that is unfortunate. I might be able to make it though. Okay, great. Okay, so that's a second piece. How are they called? A vessel fragment. Collect one more to form a full vessel, so I can go back to the surface to Dirtmouth and collect and buy from Sly the last vessel fragment. So on the left here there is something more to explore. Okay, I know where this leads. So this leads to the resting grounds. Okay, and I'm pretty sure I can get to a middle point there. And there are things to find. So if I take the elevator, it will just get me all the way up. But if I do it like this, there are things to find. Okay, do I not have the charm? I do have the mark of pride, so it's weird. And I'm pretty sure this road leads to the arena. Probably you can only access this shortcut from the other side. Presumably I will have to visit the arena first and then return from there. So since there's nothing more to do, I will take the elevator back to the resting grounds. Okay, and then I think this is a good transition for me to finally go to the mines. Because eventually I would have to go there at some point. I don't think I can skip this part. Okay, this is too dangerous. I should not risk this. So here is this guy, and if I hit him with a dream nail, I initiate a sort of boss battle. And I don't want to do that just yet. So I do remember there was something I could unlock here. Okay, that was the wrong move. Anyway, if I sit on a bench, there's something here. Okay, and another thing I missed. So the dream shield. It spawns a shield around the player. It's constantly moving. If I remember correctly, Let's read the description though. Dream Shield, defensive charm once wielded by a tribe that could shape dreams. Conjures a shield that follows the bearer and attempts to protect them. Yeah, so there is a flower-shaped shield that hovers around the player, and once it takes a hit, the petals disappear, and it needs to regenerate before you can use it again. So I am tempted to go engage in the boss fight. Like that sound. Really, what an awful sound. So I'm probably approaching a very particular quest, and I'm not prepared to do this. Definitely not prepared. I got a very useful charm, Solitaire. So this is the evolved version of the Soul Catcher. Forgotten Summon artifact used to draw soul from still living creatures. Greatly increases the amount of soul gained when striking an enemy with a nail. So yes, this is the evolved version of the Soul Catcher. Okay, that's good to have, but can't use it just yet. Okay, I need to defeat that guy. Okay, glad that was easier than I feared. One of these unlocks. Okay, is this the place? So this must be the place. Okay. And I already saved, but I paused the game. And so here we are. Grey Mourner. Mion. This world, this cruel, sinful world, why does Che wake? Why does Che persist? Lemer, you could not know of tragedy as complete as Che's. True lovers stripped apart, two worlds that could not meet. And now, meld lover, dead so long in time, dead so far away, buried Moina? Aye. Amongst its hateful kin that did deny our union, that did reject Che's outsideness. She doesn't suppose? Nalo, couldn't Che ask? Could Che burden? Lemer, couldst you deliver gift to her grave? The gift is maybe small, but the trek is long. She rests amongst her kin near our queen's last refuge. Would such a thing be done? Che asks perhaps impossible things, mad things. For Lemer to take up such quest would be kindness. Che has ne'er forgotten. So I refused the gift. You turn away. Che should have expected such. This world is not one of favors, only of heartache. So I can't yet do the quest. It's too early and I haven't gotten to the gardens yet. eventually when I get there I will return and complete this. Okay, so since I am in the resting grounds now, I will go ahead and return to the Forgotten Crossroads. Okay, after I get this. So another one, this. Okay, είναι άλλο nest seal. Okay, good. Now I have more things to sell. And the exit. So now that I've unlocked this elevator here, it's very easy to return back. There is one more place that I haven't visited yet. I will leave it for later. I don't want to fight this guy, but something tells me he's going to be too difficult to manage. So I will postpone it. There is a resting point here, so but so now I'm back at the Forgotten Crossroads, and I could go the road from using the lantern, but I don't need to. Since I can go directly there, I don't need to waste any geo. Let's just go. And I think she won't be here just yet. Bury my body, cover my cell. What meaning in darkness, yet here I remain. I'll wait here forever till light blooms again. Bury body, cover cell. Darkness, no meaning. Danger, still remain. Light again. Okay, so she's already taken over. Here I use the ability and it breaks apart. I can also take this rancid egg right here, though I don't think I will use it. So it's not gonna be very useful. So crystal peak. The mines, as I called them. It's the actual name is Crystal Peak. Okay, so these enemies can only be hit from the front. And how are they called? Glimback. Slow, hardy creature. The crystals that grow on its back provide extra protection from foes above. Okay. Glimback. And now I'm lacking a map. And here is the other side. And let's unlock it, why not? Since I'm here anyway. Might as well. So if I had come through this way, I would have ended up here anyway. So no matter which entrance you choose, eventually it leads you to the same place, the Crystal Peaks. Now it would be very convenient if I could find Cornifer. Get the map of this place. No, I did call it a mine, and I think it's very obvious why. It's like a crystal mine. And here are more of the workers, and you can hit those pickaxes and throw them back at them. Well, if you can manage to throw them back at them, anyway. The angle isn't very convenient for that. Maybe... you have to wait, but there isn't enough room here for me to return the attack. Anyway. At one point I will be able to do it, I imagine. Okay, there is a bench here. And these platforms turn around and they have spikes, crystals. They're basically spikes in this scenario. They do damage. So here, this dark room, if I had arrived here without the lantern, it would be very dark and I wouldn't be able to see. So the design of the game does give some kind of hints as to what you need in each area. So these are the most annoying enemies, I think, in the game. And I hate that thing, but you can return it back. And that makes things a lot more manageable if you can do it properly. They need to have some distance from you though. In this example. But they do turn all platforms into spiked ones. if you fail to return the attack. And when I first played the game, I had no idea that you could even return those attacks, much less try to do it. And so I would always try to avoid the attacks, and they end up on platforms below me, and then I would get hit anyway. It's made them very tricky to deal with. Okay, I'm actually in a very dangerous position. I think I remember where Cornifer is, so that's fine. If I can get to Cornifer and get the map, what was the point of that? I guess that was... Anyway, I'm stupid. Okay, these guys can only be hit with the spells. Or maybe you can hit them only... No, only the spells can damage them. But they only fire in one direction. And it's very obvious when they hit something. So there's not that much of a problem. Okay, can I... No. So I need that ability here, which is fine. And we see the corner for the first page, indicating he's somewhere this way. And there he is. Exactly. Come to scale the mountain? I've heard tale of a summit way up there. Too far for me though. I'm not really one for heights. Purchase the map. I jumped myself on one of those crystals back there. Awful sharp they are, and all over the place. You'd best watch yourself if you're heading up. Okay, and here I can only go with that specific ability. I need a double jump for this up here. Though I'm sure there is a skip of sorts. Anyway. Okay, I do remember I forgot to check the enemy names again. Shardmite feeds on crystal dust and uses crystallized spines to protect itself from danger. So once the spikes are out, it's invulnerable, and it only becomes vulnerable again once the spikes retract. A crystal hunter fires shards of fast-growing crystal at intruders. And those crystals are very difficult to deal with, as I said. Okay, that was not very good. So I did arrive here, but Anyway, I have the map, and up there is the way towards the peak. And Quirrell is here. Ah, quite a view, no? I'm not surprised you survived the trek through these shimmering caverns. There is an air of strength about you. I suspect it would be quite intimidating, if not for your small stature. Did it sadden you to see those miners below, still laboring at their endless task? Even overcome, strong purpose has been imprinted upon their husks. The crystal ore is said to contain a sort of energy, not as powerful as the soul the city dwellers harnessed, but far less lethal. Strange to know such ancient facts. I wonder from where my knowledge comes. At this high vantage I can just make it out the light from that sad little town. Doubt its residents could even comprehend the scale of the world that surrounds them. So small it seems. So Quiver is giving us a little bit of a hint about his character. That he knows all these things from many years ago. He doesn't know why. So if you begin to wonder, it makes sense that he wears that weird mask on his head. So I can't go there yet. Maybe if I... Okay, so maybe I can go up. And even if I do go though, I'm pretty sure I will find... Eventually I will hit a point where I can't do anything. Anyway, let's take this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure eventually I will find a point I am curious. I guess it cannot be helped. Okay, this is the same bench that we saw before when I found Cornifer, but from the other side. To put it into perspective, I was here. Where was it? Maybe I was wrong about it. I think Cornifer was here. I remember a sign. Anyway. And that's an enemy. Will I... It's not really that difficult the first time. So yeah, I can just pass him. So I was kind of wrong. Cornifer was up there. I was wrong about this. Anyway. So I did find Cornifer up here. Or no, not here. No sense of direction. And here you can see firsthand that I have not the slightest clue as to where I am without the map. So he was here actually. Embarrassing. Anyway, before I forget what I wanted to try, was that the bug? Okay, so you can easily climb up here, but I've forgotten about those guys. Anyway, soon enough. Did that need? No, it didn't. And more embarrassment. Why not? These guys are also very troublesome. And the one sitting at the bench is also using that same laser ability. I guess I can't hit them with their own swords. Kind of disappointing, not gonna lie. And there are more enemies up there. And I do want to get the... Can I not get up here? No, I can't. Okay, so I don't have to deal with that guy. Great. And since I'm clearing up enemies up here, I will be able to gather the thing I need. Much easier. Okay, so there are two different entrances here. Cornifer didn't do a good job on this part of the map. Embarrassing really for him. So I will have to fill the map in when I sit at the bench. I do wonder, I keep saying that again and again. Would it have been more interesting if you could go back to Cornifer and give him the completed maps? Since he apparently can't make the complete map all on his own. It would have been interesting if you could return back to him and sell him the completed map. Light refracted, energy contained. Okay, does it say anything else? No. Why does it say that? No idea. Okay, I'm glad I am able to stop him by merely attacking. And that is the way to the top. Which I'm pretty sure I won't be able to go all the way up. but I'll try anyway. Well, I thought I had nothing to lose. Apparently I'm going to lose a lot of geo if I keep this up. Anyway. And more embarrassingly, apparently I can't get. This is embarrassing actually. This is very embarrassing, okay. I could have gotten up there. Have I not defeated the enemy? Kinda makes me angry. Can I? Yay! Failure. My favorite. Anyway, I think I can go back to the others. No, I can't. Anyway, we'll leave it for much later. Did I? Alright. They have a really big hitbox, or I hit that laser beam, and I don't think I hit that laser beam. That wouldn't make any sense. I think that's very annoying. So I guess the best way to do this is to have a lot of soul. Or maybe, yeah, the best way. Anyway, since I'm not trying that again, maybe I should just fight that boss battle. Probably. So as I said, I took a little break here. Anyway, I'm trying to remember what I was going to do. I do remember. Anyway, I'm going to fight that guy right here. I am low on health and soul meat. How do I replenish it? Fighting these guys is actually quite a bit of a risk. Okay. Well, it could have gotten a lot worse. Actually, that's great. Never mind. Found one of these. And I'm not ready for a boss fight. Meaning I don't have the right charms equipped. But nevertheless, no, he's down here. Nevertheless, I will make the fight happen, and let's. I will enable the controller input. So let's start. Crystal Guardian. So as always, I don't have any upgrades, so it's rather preferable to use sword to do any significant amount of damage. Okay, and he escapes. And if you're wondering where he goes, he's up there. Basically somewhere here, I guess. And you fight him again. It was actually very easy. I'm surprised I made it. Okay, let's continue with this charms. Rather. And there are things to explore, places to explore rather, and things to unlock. And so let's do that. What's the difference between these two levels? Okay, so the one takes you... Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I need to concentrate and match the rhythm. Okay, I'm not sure how to do this. Okay, there was... In hindsight it was more obvious than I thought. Okay, and from there is Cornifer. So he was up here. And I'm pretty sure there was a sign there. Okay, so at least I was right about that. At the very least. So I'm just gonna say it straight. I don't really have the best memory or sense of direction. And that's saying it very generously. So, yeah. So if you time this right, you can return those pickaxes back. Or maybe you can not do that and fail miserably and be an embarrassment. And then lose. Okay, at least. And I spoke too soon. Of course I did. Well, it was bound to happen. Okay, inevitably, sometimes I lose. Wasn't my fault. Can I say it? Neither was that. Because it came out of nowhere, could not have seen it coming. And so I'm completely and utterly excused in making that mistake. I mean, yes. How do I get there? There is a way. Losing is definitely not the way. So there must be another way. And close enough. I'm sure I made it. Good. It's a shortcut. Shortcut. Okay, great. Actually, I'd rather use the shortcut now. Okay, I haven't, because of course I haven't disabled this, the controller thing. That could be imply I remember stuff. It could be a lie. So therefore I had to forget about it. Which the natural. Anyway. More and more. Need to stop saying anyway. And this is going to be such a pain. Okay, shoot away. Shoot. And it doesn't shoot. Okay, so at least I can heal. I wondered why does it not attack from that distance? Well, whatever the reason they decided it should be that way, maybe there is a... Okay, I do remember this place. I don't remember what you actually do here. But I am going to return in the next video. So I will try to make this video a bit shorter. Okay, so this is where there was a bench, and with this I can check the updated map. Okay, this is very interesting. So from here you fall back into the resting grounds, and this is how I imagine you normally go there. Come to the caves, you find this is how I got there in the first place, and I tried to make the jump. I failed and fall here. This is the place you come here and you pass out, and the rest is the same. So, by the way, there is no reason to go to the top of the crystal peak, because you get an orb for upgrading the nail, and since I'm not doing the upgrades, there is no reason to go there. I will continue exploring the place. I haven't found the ability yet. I'm pretty sure it's here that I get it, so maybe I'll go here next time. Anyway, as always, if you've watched up until the end of the video, I appreciate it very much. Thank you. And see you in the next video. Goodbye.